The RAF detects something strange on radar.
Moving much too fast.
I can't get a fix on it, sir. It's vanishing.
Blips appear, then vanish.
In an instant.
It vanished before I could get a reading, sir. They're moving too fast.
Controllers assume equipment failure.
They're disappearing now.
Acknowledged. Reset the equipment immediately. Log it as technical interference.
Pilots scramble anyway moments later. Bombers report escort fighters moving impossibly fast. Then aircraft begin falling, not spiraling, not burning, simply struck, once and gone. Jets do not circle. They dive, fire, and disappear. By the time British pilots turn to engage, the enemy is already climbing away. The sky no longer feels like a battlefield. It feels like a trap. Air combat is not about turning circles. The British pilot is not afraid, not yet. His Spitfire hums steadily as it climbs through scattered clouds. The channel glitters far below. Somewhere ahead, German bombers are expected. This is familiar territory. He has flown this route dozens of times. Then the sky screams. Not the roar of propellers. Not the deep rumble of bombers. Something sharper, cleaner, unnatural. A blur cuts across his vision so fast his eyes cannot track it. The cockpit shudders as shockwaves ripple through the air. He jerks the control stick, heart pounding, searching for the aircraft that just passed him. There is nothing, no contrail, no turning circle, no second chance, only silence. This is not 1944, this is not the end of the war, this is 1940. And in this world, the Luftwaffe has jet fighters. What if speed itself arrived too early? What if Germany entered the Battle of Britain with aircraft no Allied pilot could catch? Would radar still matter? Would courage still matter? Would Britain still stand? Or would the war end before it truly began? To answer that, we must return to a moment when history balanced on airfields, fuel gauges, and human nerves. In our timeline, Britain survives because the margins are thin. The RAF does not dominate the Luftwaffe. It barely survives it. Every pilot matters. Every aircraft matters.
Get this stabilized now.
Every minute in the air matters.
Beeilung! Wir haben nicht viel Zeit.
The German Air Force is powerful but constrained. Its fighters must escort bombers. Their range is limited. Their engines stray under constant use. Dogfights are brutal, personal, and slow enough for skill to make a difference. British pilots can turn tighter, climb faster, recover when damaged. These small advantages keep Britain alive. Now imagine them vanishing. Jet engines change the rules of flight. Instead of pulling air with spinning blades, they compress it, ignite fuel, and expel it in a continuous blast. The result is raw speed. Altitude. Acceleration. In simple terms, jets do not fight the air. They tear through it. Germany understood this early. Engineers sketched designs years before the war. Prototypes flew. The science worked. What failed was timing.
It's useless, Commandant. It's completely stuck. We can't make it in time.
In this alternate history, timing shifts. Factories prioritize jets. Resources are diverted earlier.
The data confirms a significant advantage in both speed and altitude.
This changes everything.
Leadership listens to engineers instead of dismissing them. By the spring of 1940, the impossible happens. Jet squadrons become operational. The RAF detects something strange on radar.
Moving much too fast.
I can't get a fix on it, sir. It's vanishing.
Blips appear, then vanish.
In an instant.
It vanished before I could get a reading, sir. They're moving too fast.
Controllers assume equipment failure.
They're disappearing now.
Acknowledged. Reset the equipment immediately. Log it as technical interference.
Pilots scramble anyway moments later. Bombers report escort fighters moving impossibly fast. Then aircraft begin falling, not spiraling, not burning, simply struck, once and gone. Jets do not circle. They dive, fire, and disappear. By the time British pilots turn to engage, the enemy is already climbing away. The sky no longer feels like a battlefield. It feels like a trap. Air combat is not about turning circles. It is about energy. Energy is speed and altitude combined. Whoever has more controls the fight. Jets have overwhelming energy. They choose when combat happens. They choose when it ends. They choose who lives long enough to react.
Bogey closing fast. Tally ho, wait, they're past us.
Propeller fighters cannot catch them. They cannot climb fast enough. They cannot escape once targeted. The RAF is not losing bravery. It is losing physics. Morale begins to crack.
I saw them, Control, right here. Grid C, gone now.
Pilots report enemies they cannot see.
320. Nothing visible. They just disappeared.
Ground crews watch aircraft return riddled with holes from attacks no one witnessed. Rumors spread faster than facts.
They wouldn't scramble us in this.
We are to remain on standby until further notice.
Some pilots refuse to believe what they've seen. Others know the truth and cannot unlearn it.
I have, sir. They were everywhere.
Civilians notice changes too.
We should be able to get the rest of the washing done by.
Bombers arrive with less resistance. Sirens sound more often. Recovery takes longer. The sky, once defended, now feels hostile.
These sectors are showing heavy activity.
In Berlin, reports arrive daily. Losses are down. Intercept success is up. British resistance is weakening. In our history, Hitler hesitates. He shifts targets. He misjudges morale. In this timeline, jets remove doubt. The Luftwaffe claims air superiority. And with it, the unthinkable becomes thinkable. Invasion plans return to the table. Yet jets are not miracles. They burn fuel rapidly. They break. Often, they require precise maintenance. British intelligence adapts. Radar stations harden. Airfields disperse. Tactics change. Instead of chasing jets, the RAF defends what matters. Fuel depots. Runways. Infrastructure. The war slows again. But now, every mistake is fatal.
Adjust vector immediately.
Too late, Squadron Leader. The separation is confirmed. We cannot recover.
Across the Atlantic, the United States watches carefully. Jet technology is noted, copied, accelerated. The arms race begins earlier. In the Pacific, planners reconsider everything they know about air power. In the Atlantic, naval strategists fear skies that ships cannot defend against. World War II does not end sooner. It becomes more unstable.
The output quotas have been revised downwards.
We're losing the signal, sir. It's unstable.
Britain may still survive, but survival comes at a cost. More cities damaged, more pilots lost, less room for error. Jets bend history close to breaking, but they do not decide it alone. What saves Britain is not technology, it is adaptation. If the Luftwaffe had jet fighters in 1940, the Battle of Britain would become something darker, shorter, deadlier, closer to collapse. The sky would belong to speed, but history would still belong to resilience. And the world would learn, too early, that the future is never kind when it arrives ahead of its time. If you enjoy cinematic World War II alternate history that explores how close the world came to breaking, subscribe to Battle Paradox, because history isn't fixed, it's fragile.